This is your degenerate power hour. Your late night golden shower. Too ill to be sick. So thick you can't split. That carnival spin. With the Rictus grin. I'm Joel, he's BMO, and this is Vagrants N Vandals Radio. You still won't look at me.
That's right.
I'm doing all this stupid shit over here with my hands and face.
I'm ignoring, getting myself in the frame of mind I gotta be in.
We got a couple of shout outs right off the hop. Of course, did a video as the Bicurious Biker and mentioned a local business, the Holy Cow Creamery, and they followed us. They shared the post.
Good people.
Good ice cream. If you've never been there, they are located on Ford Avenue in Wyandotte.
Information would have been useful days ago. I would have stopped there.
I picked that one for a reason. I ain't picking businesses I don't like.
I had to go to McDonald's and get a soft serve.
Sorry, man. Well, now you know for next time.
It was no Holy Cow.
Holy Cow's got some good shit. They've got this one. So they got their own version of the Blizzard. I forget what it's called. Are they called Udders? I think they're called Udders, maybe. Anyways, chocolate cherry. Oh, my God. It's so
delicious.
Good. The biggest problem I have whenever I go there, or any ice cream place, there's so many good flavors. I'm like, I want it. There's like 5 or 6 I want to try.
I don't eat a lot of that stuff anymore. I'm trying to keep them pounds out. You know.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know.
When 3 summers ago, when Shirley and I went to the UP, we found this awesome little ice cream place on our way to just outside Marquette.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of it, but they had like a cow, a crazy looking cow, I think, is their mascot or something. But yeah, I mean, they piled it on. One of those operations, like almost like Calder's Dairy. They've got
straight up.
But yeah,
we went to a place in Tawas that was really, really good ice cream, like full candy bars in your ice cream cone.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, I took like 4 bites. I'm like, I'm full.
I
don't want any more.
I'd love me a good ice cream shop. We were in Frankenmuth last summer. Oh, I went to a little shop in there, got myself a cone. Love it. It's like, honestly, that's like the phrase "kid in a candy store." When I find it, I love being on vacation and finding like an independent ice cream parlor.
Now, this wasn't ice cream, but speaking of independent shops, Vintage Nuts up in Ludington.
Mm-hmm.
That was like one of my favorite memories from going up there last time, was like stumbling upon that and be like, turtles.
Yeah.
Turtles and old shit.
They moved onto the main strip.
Did they?
Yeah, when I was up there 2 years ago.
I was rocking their decal on my car for a long time, and then I just saw that piece of shit. But I'm going to have to get a new one. They were good people. Really good people.
Also, shout out to Creations by Morrison. Brandon's wife, April, whipped us up some Vagrants and Vandals t-shirts that we wore, of course, at City Championship Wrestling a few weeks back. And she whipped up a couple of decals, too. You got one on your truck, one on your cooler.
Yeah, she's very crafty with that. Yeah, she did the decal. I mean, really on the fly. I was like, woman, we need decal for the cooler. Going to the concert. She was already one in the car. I'm like, but this is the cooler. She made it happen, and she made those shirts happen on the fly for us. They all look good. We ran into issues with the QR codes, obviously. They need to be smaller, but that's not on her. That's completely on me. So, if you are in need of a custom shirt or a vinyl decal for your car, go to her, because it's cheap.
Creations by Morrison on Facebook, you said?
Yep, exactly.
There you go. All right, so today's episode's a little strange. We're going to do a few things. You may have heard us mention before that we attempted to start a podcast a little more than 2 years ago. We put out one episode. There was delay after delay, problems, and then we just fell off the wagon. Well, there was an episode that was never released, and that's a whole story unto itself, because it needed a massive amount of editing because Brandon was ruthlessly roasting someone's dead adult child.
But I wasn't drinking. Was I?
You were.
Oh, I saved the night there. That yeah, that was a bad one. Oh, I remember. Yeah, that is a bad one.
And he was using their full goddamn name.
Hey, I got problems.
Both father and son. I'm like, dude, I got to edit this. I can't just put this out. We'll get our asses sued. Anyways.
See you in the headlines.
In that podcast, there was a lengthy discussion about a Michigan urban legend, Michigan cryptid, the Michigan Melonheads. And we want to feature it in this episode. So the back half of this episode is going to be that discussion from 2 years ago. Now, understand, you're going to hear... I'm not entirely sure how long it'll be. I might edit some out, depending on...
It won't be any longer than your initial story, I assume.
No, it will not be.
And I guarantee it'll be more entertaining.
Yeah, it's so... But when you listen
like,
to
yeah.
it, two things. Understand the audio quality. It's listenable, but it's not as good as the equipment we're using now.
All right.
And two, we're going to be making references that you might not get, or you'll think, where'd that come from? It was because it was stuff we had riffed on earlier in that episode.
I've never heard it, so I will be listening right along with you. And, in awe delight.
But if you're interested in the Michigan Melonheads, you can Google that, and then you can send us your own thoughts, of course, to vagrantsnvandals@gmail.com. That is vagrants, the letter N, vandals@gmail.com. And, of course, as always, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, like us, follow on Facebook. That's all of them.
And eventually...
Yeah, we're looking into TikTok.
Thank you.
We're looking into TikTok.
Folks, I've been told by enough people, and I tried pushing it to begin with, but I wasn't something I was completely sure about. But now I'm realizing that this is part of society. This is part of the culture. And if you're not going to be balls deep in grandma, then you ain't going to make it. So it's time for you to go balls deep in grandma.
Grandma is on
Grandma's
TikTok.
Grandma's TikTok.
Because it's Gen Z that's on TikTok. You want to be balls deep in Gen Z?
What generation am I?
We are millennials.
Really?
Yes.
That's fucked up.
We're millennials.
How are TikTokers Gen Z? They should be the one past us. Right?
You mean behind us?
Why would they be behind us? They're younger.
Yeah. They came after.
I'm confused.
I can see that.
It could be the too hard ale. I don't know. I don't. Am I having a stroke?
Your face ain't drooping.
All right, I'm good then.
So there you go. Brandon wants to be balls deep in Gen Z. Look, there's members.
I'm glad you didn't say grandma. I thought you were going to. I'm like, really?
There's plenty of members of Gen Z, and they're illegal adults.
Gen Z, and I'm millennial. I was born
You're a millennial.
84.
Yeah, you're a millennial.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it.
Don't feel like what?
So what's Gen Z from like 2000, whatever, to...
Roughly, yeah.
See, I was thinking Gen X. That's what I was thinking. That's why I was confused.
Generations are loosely defined as like
fucking nonsense.
A 20-year period. Well, of course it is, because you could have someone born in 1999 and then someone born in 2000, and they're considered different generations.
You know what pisses me off? When someone's born in like 99, like, I'm a 90s baby. Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
It's what you are, and you should have been aborted.
Wow.
That's what should have happened. You'd have been a no baby.
So yeah, maybe we'll look into TikTok, because that's where the kids at. That they holding down over there.
That's what I hear. Got to get in with the young folk. I'm good with young people. You are too, surprisingly.
I've been waiting for it. I've been fucking just sitting on the topic, waiting for you to make a goddamn joke.
I didn't know if I wanted to go there yet.
I was like, why isn't he doing it? There you go. And for those of you that may be unaware, Brandon pokes fun at me because my girlfriend is 15 years younger than me.
Oh, they're going to say 15. I'm like, wow, that was news to me. Gonna need to scrap that.
Big age gap there. Some people, we don't really think about it.
I want to hear this.
We've been together almost 4 years now. We have a kid together.
That makes it okay, doesn't it? Once you knock them up and marry them. Oh, you ain't even done that yet.
Could you please stop? You say this shit like...
I was going to let it go, bro.
Shirley was 21 years old.
Surely she was groomed.
She was 21 years old when we started dating. 21. Okay? Wasn't like she was 17 and I'm just sitting there watching the clock till the stroke of midnight.
Obviously, kid, because I was 25 and April was 18.
Oh, that's right.
That is right.
You think
I don't want to be the guy who do that.
You think I forgot about that? Ain't no Kool-Aid.
Oh God. Well, I mean that story. I don't know if this is the one for it.
It might not be. Let's.
But it is what it is, and what it wasn't was a Kool-Aid stain.
Let's pull ourselves back from the brink. Okay. So with all that said, What we're recording today will be roughly a half hour, and then I will edit in
We've
the
wasted 8
Melonheads.
minutes on nonsense.
Well, what can you do? The listeners love it. All right, so we haven't had one in a couple of weeks, but now we have another edition of the Janitor's Closet.
Dang. Been hard times out on these janitorial streets.
Now, I wanted to ask you, so you normally work at an elementary school.
100%.
School year's done now. You are they've moved you over to a high school, moved you on to days?
Yeah, I'm a K through 6, where I'm normally at. But with summertime, like the seasons, the work changes as well. Now school is out. Rooms have to be cleared out, gutted. And it really, this section of the janitorial saga won't really be so much about the work as it is all the new people that I've come in contact with.
So bigger staff, I imagine, over there?
Not as big as you would think.
No?
Not as big as you would think, but this is as close as I've been in my life to ever being part of a cult.
Really?
You walk in the morning, it's like, boom, hey, Brandon, how you doing? You having a good day? I hope you're doing good. How was the concert? Did you get breakfast? You need a banana, some water? You ready to have a good day? Let's go. Drink the Kool-Aid. I'm like, what?
Is this your supervisor talking to you?
This is not the supervisor. That's even scarier than the supervisor's chill as fuck. He's a younger guy. He real chill. He's funny. He's funny in his own way. He's got his own little style. He's funny. He cracks me up.
Who's this pepped up person?
Whoa, I can't call
And are
him
they a
by
listener?
name. No,
Give
actually.
him a fake name, dude.
Actually, we'll call him Mitchie.
Mitchie.
This is way
like your
off.
childhood friend whose toilet you plugged up?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, Mitch.
I'm
Mitchie.
bad for that when I got to pull a name out.
Mitchie.
Mitchie, yeah, he's real gung-ho.
Howdy, Mitchie.
He's like super drink the Kool-Aid. Like, it's always like, man, thank you so much for your hard work. You were organized, son.
And he's not even in
organized.
charge.
No.
Yeah,
And
those
he's-
people are weird.
And he's the same age as me, and I know way much more than about him that I need to know. Like, 'cause he's one of those people that'll just tell you his life story.
Is this the gemstone guy?
No, exactly.
Okay.
So I get asked a lot of weird questions. I've been asked what my favorite potato chip was. I've been asked what my favorite movie was.
And movie's normal.
Right, exactly. But then when someone out of nowhere is like, "What's your favorite gemstone?"
Yeah, that's a
Shit.
little.
Motherfucker, I don't have one.
What are they like in the?
And dude, the guy is a sweetheart. Like, you know, he's
is he?
trying. He's just trying to make conversation. What he finds sexy.
I was gonna say
And I
maybe
don't blame
maybe
him.
he's looking for someone with a little more cushion for the pushing.
Well, he be catching.
So this is a little gay boy.
He be catching. I be pushing. If he
Yeah,
come
no
down on
shit.
that.
I hope you're a power bottom, little fella.
Yeah, he do like.
But that's not Mitchie.
No,
Okay.
that's not Mitchie.
All right, back to
I
Mitchie.
I always call Mitchie like he's a cokehead who's not. He's just so hyped the fuck up.
Yeah,
He's too hyped up.
yeah.
Like we just show up at 7:00, same time as him. We gotta punch him by 7. He's already sweaty. He's already been there doing shit. Like what?
Is he-
what
Okay,
are you
so he's
doing,
sweating
bro?
from already working. Like a big
Yeah,
fat guy.
I think no. He's thin. He's thin. I think he shows up early, and like works for free.
Early?
And for free.
Yeah,
more importantly,
That ain't in my credo.
no, I think I pissed him off though because he's like second in command at that school.
He takes it
Hey,
seriously.
very seriously, too seriously if you ask me, because I don't take it seriously at all. Fuck that school. It is what it is. It ain't my school. I'm just there fucking giving the extra leadership and some funny to the people.
So you're just there for the summer?
Oh, there's a couple teachers I've seen pictures of. Ooh wee.
Oh yeah.
I go there.
All hot for teacher.
days.
For show.
Can't say the names, but if the supervisor's listening, and I think he will because I told him it was coming out tonight, he will know exactly who I'm talking about. PB.
Welcome to Vagrants and Vandals soup.
I wish my name was Jay, so I could make a PB and J with her. 'Cause she's gorgeous.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your buddy.
No, I wouldn't give that to him.
Why didn't he join us on the
He has to
podcast?
work.
Oh, that's right. He's working. Okay.
He's over there fucking flipping blizzards upside down.
Because it was
homie,
like
showing
what?
Kids.
Our first or second episode, you revealed he's got a foot fetish and he's got a thing for old ladies, and we haven't been able to explore it.
Did I say foot fetish?
I believe you did.
I remember saying a fish fetish.
Fish. Yeah, he's an avid fisherman. You
Well, there's
thought
a big
you
difference.
thought he was porking
Well-
fish.
Well, I mean, honestly, but still, that's completely different.
I mean, is he? Have you asked?
He did not seem happy about those comments.
No.
This is on a bigger scale. It's like it's no big deal when you have 5 subscribers, but when it shoots up,
Well, now he's getting a little
then
skittish,
motherfuckers
huh?
get a little worried.
Didn't believe in us, huh,
I
Jay?
don't know why. But no, back to the school thing.
Yeah.
I'm up in the majors now. They're recognizing my talent. Like I said to the dude I give a ride to work to,
Like
I don't
we-
want to go there and be a brain, and I don't want to be a fucking leader. I just want to go do my goddamn job and get the shit done. And right off the rip, oh, like deer in headlights, what do we do? I'm scared. I'm like thinking, like, what is going on here? You people have been here forever. How do you not know what's going on? Come to find out, that entire fucking crew, between the 5 of them, don't have 5 months in.
Damn.
They're all brand new,
That's some
except for
turnover.
except for the supervisor and the 2 old trolls that fucking work there that've been there since the beginning of time.
Right.
Like they don't even go home; they live underneath the building. Like the
like-
school got built on their home, and then they just started working there. Like we don't even pay those guys; they just show up.
I remember the days when we could grab the girls' asses
Oh, dude.
and we'd get away with it.
We were looking, me and the supervisor. He's a young kid. He's young, like 19,
Supervisor's
20.
young.
He's very young. Very young. He's
Now
19.
you're supervisor at 19.
He started the same time I did. But you come into a shit show. Dude, he moved up quick. He was the only one with a fucking full brain at that time. So they
Alright.
moved him up.
Okay.
He likes the show.
Oh, nice.
I know he's looking forward to the janitor closet. I'm going to call him... fuck, I'm so bad with that. Give me a fake name.
Frankie.
Frankie. My supervisor at the high school. Real
Hello,
thin
Frankie.
guy. Real thin guy, but good sense of humor. I feel like I try to be a big brother a little bit to him. Like give him good advice. I just heard April yelling at that dog. That's trouble. I mean, she's shit.
Oh.
Janitor
I was
time.
gonna say, good thing you're in here doing this.
I know. But no. All those people at the high school are really cool. They're just goofy, Not goofy people. Are you working with goofy people? What's your favorite
Sure.
cloud?
Sure. I mean, I don't work with too many goofy people in my
What's your
current
favorite
job.
chip?
My favorite flavor.
What's your favorite restaurant? What's your favorite TV show?
It's just
How do I do this? How do I do
They're a
that?
favorite person, man. They just that's their social go-to.
Fucking people. I love them. I love them all to a degree. It is what it is. I miss my people. I miss my favorite teachers.
Sure.
I actually used your patented voice to text one of them, and it was so nice to hear her voice. Just like it was like a warm embrace. Like,
Ooh.
hey, hope you're having a good summer. That looked fun. That looked fun. It was cool.
She's sending you bikini shots.
She's like 55 years old, married with like 4 kids.
Question stands.
That's a no. That's a big no. I would feel very awkward if that happened, to be honest. I don't appreciate you bringing that. I'm kidding. How ridiculous. You want to send me bikini pics, whether I'm going to enjoy them or not, I'm okay with that, I guess. It is what it is.
We got ourselves.
I am married.
A little story today.
Uh-oh. Little never means
No.
little.
This is a small story. This is a story out of Kansas. Wallaby or kangaroo found running loose on Kansas highway.
Boom, boom.
Not a native species, so
Yeah, so clearly this thing got out of a fucking really shittily ran sanctuary.
police in Kansas said a wallaby or a young kangaroo
They didn't know.
No, apparently
Uneducated fucks.
spent the night in a jail cell after running loose on a highway. They have a picture of it in the jail cell.
Do you know what makes...
Looking ashamed.
Yeah, that is they did more than what they're telling us. I know that.
It's probably scary.
Why is y'all red-eyed, glossy-eyed assholes bleeding?
The Edwardsville Police Department said police and animal control officers responded alongside the Boner Springs Police
good Lord,
Department.
dude.
I'm
Come
not
on.
not kidding.
Come
the
on.
Boner Springs Police Department.
Boner
When
Springs.
a small kangaroo was reported on Interstate 435. The marsupial was brought back to the police station for the night. It was not clear whether the animal was a wallaby or a young kangaroo. Yeah, we know that.
How do you not tell that?
Police said they were able to locate the animal's owner Thursday, and it was taken to a veterinarian to be treated for injuries believed to have resulted from a collision with a car.
Damn.
And that's where the story
That's
ends.
sad.
That's where the story ends.
The owner was put down for being irresponsible. And let me ask you this, smart guy.
Yeah.
What makes a marsupial a marsupial?
I know I've heard this before, but I don't remember.
I'm looking side to side.
Is it the pouch?
It 100%. They carry the young in a pouch.
Okay.
Marsupials do that.
There we go.
Hey, bro. People aren't uneducated. I'm trying to open minds.
You know, you ever seen, like, kangaroos are not an animal to fuck with.
No, they're
ripped.
Ripped up like angry, fisty motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
And they got that pouch they could be hiding things in, like crowbars and...
I don't think they're going to use a crowbar.
I seen one with gloves on.
Well, someone put the gloves on it.
How do you know
You
that?
told me that kangaroo...
Maybe he laced up, bro. Maybe he laced up. He was ready to...
My concern...
Who put the shoes on him then? Furthermore, where did he get shoes that big?
What the hell are you talking about? Where did you see this?
I actually didn't see the bottom half of them, but I'm assuming if he had gloves on, he probably was wearing shoes and trunks.
Okay.
It didn't show past like the chest.
Are you sure this wasn't a cartoon you watched?
Oh, we didn't specify. It had to be real. Not making that up. It was a real video. The fucking thing had trunks on, bro. It was like, remember we talked about this on the Motherfuckers about human kangaroo boxing. They had that fucker in shorts and gloves.
Who had...
The shoes I may have exaggerated.
Wait, are you telling me there was video of someone fighting a kangaroo?
Oh, 100%.
No, because I remember the video of the guy, the kangaroo had his dog, and the guy...
No. This is like a sanctioned match.
What?
Like, people paid money to go see this.
What?
And, dude, that guy fucks up. He, like, throws a punch at that kangaroo. The kangaroo's like, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
all right, bro.
I want to see this.
All right, bro. Hold my beer.
Because, I mean, you got to be a dumbass to go, a kangaroo, it's pure muscle. If they got a hold of you or they kick you, they're breaking something.
I remember seeing this a long time ago.
In the video I'm talking about, the kangaroo, like, squares up with this dude. The dude catches it with a pretty good punch, too. What the fuck?
Yeah, that guy don't even have gloves on, bro. He's going bare knuckle with that motherfucker. And dude, they lean back in her tail and it will scratch the shit out of you, bro.
Literally, we're watching a video right now. A kangaroo is bouncing on its tail.
I can't see it, but
boxing.
Fuck you. Look at that guy. Guy get his ass whooped.
It took him to the ground.
He's like, those are nut shots, bro. What are you doing?
Shit.
Yeah, that whole back tail is so muscly, bro. They'll fuck you
Where
up.
the hell is this?
Australia. Because that's where the roos are. One of the kangaroos like, yeah, I'm going to go fuck your mama next. How about that, bitch?
This is legal?
Apparently. That's the one you seen right there.
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about.
This guy runs up to save his dog.
Yeah.
This was from years ago. But
jacks this
yeah,
thing.
he cold cocks this motherfucker.
Look at that. And it just looks right back
Dude, look
at
how
him.
flexed he is. Like,
I know.
I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah.
You lucky I ain't got
That
the
guy
time.
is lucky, man.
Yeah, that's good shit, man. Oh, yeah, it's the same one. Okay, so I might over-exaggerate about the gloves and the fucking giant shoes and shit. But, hey, that kangaroo beat the fuck out of that guy.
Damn.
His head was swollen.
Yeah, you don't fuck with a kangaroo.
Clearly.
Like,
the thing is, you don't bank on them leaning back. Like, that tail is so strong that they can lift all their weight up. Dude, they can put their feet right up into your upper chest. And they have big-ass toe claws. It will fuck you up.
And that tail was ridiculously strong.
Dude, that's a girthy motherfucker.
Damn. Yeah, it's not an animal I'd mess... I mean, I wouldn't mess with an animal just for the fuck of it anyways. But, like, if someone was like, hey, I'll give you $1 million. Now, $1 million, I might go fight a kangaroo.
To fight to the death?
No, not to the death.
You're not going to get the $1 million, bro. You're done for.
So you're saying it's a fight to the death.
Yeah, and you're losing. You're losing that, dude. He's too quick and too agile for that, dude.
Do I get a weapon?
No, it's hand to hand.
Well,
or hand to clawed
right.
marsupial hand.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to fucking cut your head off. Put it in my pouch.
Yeah, I think like your only hope would be to choke it out.
Get behind it,
and
lock it
just
up,
choke it
and
out.
dude, hope.
And then hold it there for like 7 minutes. Make sure it's brain dead.
I'm not convinced that if you did that, he wouldn't use his tail to pounce back on his
Oh
back.
yeah, sure. It's
and
an
land on
animal.
you
They're
and
gonna
try to
be
fuck you up.
fighting for their life.
Dude, his chest was ribbed the fuck up.
Right.
Like it looked like bone, but I'm pretty sure it's muscle.
Now, what do they eat? Because I'm wondering what kind of teeth kangaroos have.
I'm pretty sure kangaroos are herbivores.
So they probably got like flat molar.
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah, like rounded, flat teeth.
Still, though, I imagine they'd bite you if it came to it. That would not feel
certainly.
good. I wonder what kind of bite
Certainly.
force they have.
Kangaroo.
They seem more intelligent than a lot of animals. Like they got this look in their eye, like they're up to some shit.
Kangaroos and wallabies are obviously very similar. A lot of wild grasses is what it's saying. Yeah, herbivores, like I said. Wallabies are the same.
I got a fucking professor over here.
Well, I have a phone in front of me. That makes it a lot fucking easier. Look at the nutsack on that boy. God damn. Droopy balls. Put those in your fucking pouch, bro. Got a pouch for a reason. Throw them up in there.
I never even thought about kangaroos' sex organs, but there you have it.
It looks like his dick's in the back. Or is that your brother's asshole after using a
Yeah, I wonder now I'm kind of curious. What does a kangaroo dick look like? Does it like come out of their body when they when
Let's
they eat it?
find out. That's the
Like a
power of
cat?
the internet. Kangaroo dick. Oh. Kangaroo penis vagina pouch baby mating. That could be us. Ooh.
What do we got?
He ain't got nothing on me. He ain't got nothing on me. And I'm like the same damn size. Looks like a leech.
Oh, so it does retract.
Yeah,
like
that's
a cat. That's disgusting.
That's a little weird. It's like
Look at that thing.
long and black and
Skinny.
scanny. It's like leechy.
Look
Very
it's got the
leechy.
illustration that says penis, scrotum. So wait, its dick is separate from its scrotum. Did you see that?
I noticed how that
It
was.
sits behind it.
Yeah.
Well,
Balls in front, dick in back.
so when they bang, are they like twerking backward to get the
Well,
female?
now we gotta Google kangaroos fucking, bro.
All right, well, we only got
I
a couple
mean,
minutes left, so
all
get to
right.
it.
Does
That
kangaroo
is-
fuck work?
That is bizarre.
Kangaroo fucking. Okay, this is them fucking a pig, but that's close enough, I guess. Yeah, it's exactly the same. I bet you once it's erect, it's a lot more straight shot like a needle. I don't think it'd be girthy.
But the nuts are in front. It's got to be blasting its nuts.
Maybe that helps, bro. He's fucking a
No.
pig, bro.
That's
That's not even a kangaroo.
fucking a pig.
He's like, give me that pig ass, bro. See what's going on, you thick bitch. Look at that, Mo. He'll rape you, bro. He'll fucking give you those nut fronts, bro, all
Dan,
day.
if you guys have never looked up a kangaroo,
No, let's just look like kangaroo fucking.
look up kangaroo fucking. These fuckers are ripped. I hand to hand, I bet there's MMA fighters that this thing could beat up.
Certainly. I mean, they don't have tails that are like muscly fucking appendages that can just bounce off.
I would pay to see
You
that.
may have Conor McGregor could use his dick that way. It just laid to the ground, and he could pounce off it to like Superman punch and shit. Now that would draw a fucking crowd.
I can't believe that they evolved this way with their nutsack hanging
Well,
off.
they grew up on that
in
island,
front.
bro. Australia and Tasmania. I mean, look at the Thylacine, the extended mouth.
Such-
Dude, when things grow up on small shit like that, that's where the fucking magic happens, dude.
I just can't imagine though. Like its nuts have to be being smashed.
Thylacine eats your pussy and your ass at the same damn time. That's how big the mouth is.
That's
It's
bizarre,
ridiculous.
man. Yeah, I would not approach one of these animals.
Now, you know what's also scary is a capybara. Like a giant fucking rodent.
Yeah.
They're like huge. Real docile. I think. I tried talking my mom into get one. I'm like, you should get one. Because you can own them as pets.
Wow. Okay. Well,
Damn. That went off the
so
rails.
now what you guys are going to hear again is a conversation Brandon and I had 2 years ago about a Michigan urban legend known as the Michigan Melonheads.
Oh,
Hope
scary
you
shit.
enjoy it. And again, if you want to get in on that conversation, email us at vagrantsnvandals@gmail.com. That is vagrants, the letter N, vandals@gmail.com. And you know the rest. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Instagram. Like and follow on Facebook.
Love you, people. Keep on the action.
Yeah,
Subscribe, listen, comment. Give us your bullshit. Give us your worst.
Share it with some of your friends. There you go.
Certainly, family.
So
not young kids.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
young
I mean, it depends on your kids. What if they're your kids? I don't care.
No young kids. Of course, he doesn't care.
I don't care.
Married to an 18-year-old.
She's 24. 24. Okay.
I feel like I need a cigarette, though.
All right. We'll see you guys on the other side of this clip.
Peace.
Maybe you guys aren't aware of this Michigan urban legend. The Michigan Melonheads. Now, Brandon, you'd not heard of this. I sent you some material a couple days ago.
Enough.
I was like, read this shit.
And you know how I feel about reading shit when you send it to me. I'm not even a big fan of watching shit fully when you send it to me, let alone to read it.
I have to send special instructions. I was like, please actually read this.
And I did. I did read through the whole thing, and I don't know. Certain things I read made me. I don't know. The urban legends like that are so just. It's a little wonky for me. Melonhead.
You can't. Okay, so to give you guys some context here, the Melonheads are allegedly a race of kind of like subhumans, feral children with bulbous heads. That's where they get the Melonheads.
What was the
name
medical?
from. Hydrocephalus.
Which means what?
Water on the brain.
Well, so Down syndrome.
No, like they've got too much fluid in their skulls, and it causes the skull to expand, and they get those big old Melonheads.
Wobbleheads.
So, anyways, yeah, I mean, my opinion is a completely bullshit story, but it's fun. I love urban legends. To me, it's the sociology behind it that's the most fascinating part. Like, yeah, it's great to like have this little monster story,
Right?
but it's that it stemmed from somewhere. So there's actually versions of the story in Ohio and in Connecticut. I'm not sure how the Melonheads spread out to all these areas undetected.
They're very, very mobile for having such large heads.
And they're all kind of similar, but the legend in Michigan goes, and what's fascinating about these stories is there's always grains of truth. I mean, without that, I don't know that they could take hold like they did. So the Felt Mansion, which is near Saugatuck, like between Saugatuck and Holland, I believe. It sits right on the edge of the Saugatuck State Park, like a mile from Lake Michigan.
I mean, I know where Holland is, but I don't know where.
Saugatuck's just a little bit further south. There was an American businessman. He invented what was like one of the early automatic adding machines. I think it was called the Comptometer. Right. His name was Dorr Felt. Weird name.
It's a very weird name.
Dorr, last name Felt. He was like a Chicago businessman.
His parents were illiterate. They just picked letters off a board. He
was rich. He bought this property in western Michigan. Built a house for his wife Agnes.
Their bulbous son.
No,
Eugene.
Their kids were normal. He and his wife died not long after the house was built, like a couple years of the house being built. His kids had it. It was a mansion until 1949, at which point it was sold to, what were they? Like, what were they? They were Augustinian Catholics or something. Don't ask me to explain all the subsects of religion. I can't. It's all insane anyways. They ran like a seminary there until like the late 70s. At that point, the state bought the property.
For $1, I believe?
No,
they sold it for $1.
The state would then sell it in the mid-90s.
I did read the article.
To I think it was Laketown Township for $1.
Yeah.
With the stipulation that it be run publicly, no private enterprise.
And they had to keep it the same, right? They couldn't make any drastic changes to it.
So now it's a historical place. I would actually like to go there.
Let's do it.
It looks kind of cool.
Does the podcast cover those costs?
Not yet.
Because I'm not paying for that shit out of pocket, right?
So as the story goes, at some point in this history, this story, when the state owned the property, they did run a correctional facility out of one of the buildings there. Well, as some of the stories go, the correctional facility transforms into what's called the Junction Insane Asylum. So the story is that these kids with hydrocephalus lived in the mansion.
Now, was it ever really that, though, or is that just...
No. There was officially, the Historical Society there says there was never an insane asylum.
Okay, that's what I remember reading. Like, that was like, yeah, that's like in the story, but is that even real?
It was a prison. There was a prison on site at one time, but for budget reasons, it was like a low security site.
Right.
What I think from watching, I've watched a lot of videos and did a lot of reading on the Melonheads the last couple of days.
Sad.
Very sad.
I
watched I'm fascinated by this stuff. I watched a particularly horrendous independent film.
Don't you dare plug this piece of shit film, all right? Because I got about 3 minutes in and I shut it off.
It was terrible.
Couldn't do it.
Terrible.
He's like, hey, watch this. I'm like, all right, cool. This sounds cool.
I knew you wouldn't. 3
minutes in, I'm like, oh. I messaged him like, yeah. No.
I told you it was bad. I literally wrote so bad.
That doesn't even do it justice. It was unwatchable.
I watched it.
You said it said, go drink a fifth of your BMO drink.
It was awful.
And then try to get past the ludicrous storyline and even more ludicrous acting.
So here's where I think, and I watched a great video from this guy who was talking about this from more of a sociological standpoint and how stories evolve over generations. There was a guy interviewed.
How they get blown up?
Yeah. There was a guy who was a student when the Catholic Church owned the property and ran their seminary.
Goddamn church is always behind shit.
Yeah, usually choir boys stuffing it in their asses.
Were they touching these bulbous head kids?
I'm sure they were.
He's like, oh, both your heads are bulbous. Nice.
Like, hey, which of you bulbous-headed kids want your balls massaged?
Got water.
I was like, me, right here.
Got water in the dick too. All right.
Let me drain that for you, son. The story goes that the locals resented the Catholics who the Augustinians, that particular sect of Christianity, who ran the property. They were getting a private education, so the locals, especially the local kids, derisively mocked them as Melonheads, or Wobbleheads, or Swollen Heads.
That makes way more sense to me.
So, sure. And then, so over the years, this one video I watched, this guy argues these two conflicting sides, this conflict created this boogeyman of the Melonheads. And then by the time that the second generation learned that story, it had become this feral race of kids who live in the forest. They resort to cannibalism. They live in a system of underground caverns. There was something about an abandoned zoo. And one thing in like so many of these articles I read, they offer such scant information. They offer information that could only be known by the people who were there and experienced it.
Right.
Like they mentioned in so many of these articles.
Or the people who just made it up.
Right. But that's exactly it. That's sort of like when you read if you have critical thinking skills, I'm highly entertained by these stories, but I read them and I'm like, it'd be so cool if this were true, but I know it's utter bullshit.
That's where I get hooked. I have a hard time telling myself, yeah, this is bullshit.
Right.
But the other side of me is like, but it could not. It could be true. You never know.
Out there. So the part where, like, when my critical thinking skills kick in, and I always tell people this, like, it's really simple. If you want to learn how to figure something out, look to the Watergate scandal. Okay. Real simple rule in life: follow the money. And in a story like this, trace the origins. Scrutinize a source. So when you read this article and it says, like...
But that makes no fun.
Well, exactly.
That doesn't make for a fun story.
You can still enjoy the story. When I read a story and it's like, oh, yeah, so these kids were experimented on and they had hydrocephalus and the doctor was
evil,
injecting more liquid into their heads to make it worse, and they eventually went mad from the torture and they killed him. And then there was a sentence in several of these articles that it said that they murdered him and dismembered his body and then scattered it throughout the mansion.
Why?
The question there is, who told you that?
He didn't tell you that because he's been dismembered.
Only the goddamn murderers would know that. So did you interview these Melonheads? Did the Melonheads sit down and be like, oh, yeah, we fucked him up. We chopped him up and we threw him all over that goddamn mansion.
My grandmother was a Melonhead, and she passed the story down to her mother, who was also a Melonhead.
That's the thing. Like,
it skips a generation. That's how I managed to make it out, but I've got the knowledge.
I didn't get struck with the Melonhead disease.
I still got the fat dick. I got no size head.
So many of these stories, like, they scarcely reference dates or specifics, and that's when I know I'm reading bullshit, because there's so many clear questions. And, like, in the one article I read, it just, like, flippantly threw in, like, and it said that they live in underground caverns that were left over from an abandoned zoo. I was like, where the fuck did this zoo come from?
And what zoo has a caverns?
It's like, that's something easily researchable. You could look through local records and be like, was there even a zoo here?
Right, was there a zoo in that area?
What I read, I started reading about the Felt Mansion itself. These were rich fuckers. They had a petting farm on the property at one point. I think that's where an abandoned zoo comes into the whole picture.
So it sounds like a bunch of poor yokels were mad that some rich, churchy motherfuckers were getting an education.
And they called them Melonheads.
And they called them goddamn Wobbleheads. Goddamn Wobblehead.
Now,
ever since I read this, I've been calling people Wobblehead just to be funny.
Oh, it's a fun term.
What are you doing, Wobblehead? My boys look at me like...
I told Shirley, because we're... It's kind of like in the nebulous stages, but we're trying to, like, organize a trip to, like, to Ludington or up north with all the kids and my mom and everyone.
Going to Manistee in July, son.
Oh, Manistee, yeah. That's right out in that area.
Tubing on the same river that we went tubing down.
That's a little bit north of Ludington, I believe. Manistee, it's about 45 minutes or so.
25 minutes east and a little south.
Okay.
Because we're not actually staying in Manistee. We're staying in a city outside of that. Went to a 7-person cottage. You guys come.
I think it's north of Ludington.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think it's like, we're like right here. Manistee and Ludington are like damn near.
Yeah, they're fairly close, but I think Manistee's north of Ludington.
Oh, by a few fucking degrees. Go fuck yourself.
No, I'd say by about 25 to 40 minutes north.
No, I'm telling you, dude. I've already booked and paid for the goddamn cottage. I know how far Ludington is from fucking Manistee. It's about 25 minutes.
I just said 25 to 40 minutes.
You said 25 to 40 minutes. I'm saying 25 minutes.
Okay.
It's like 25 to 3 hours away.
I said 25 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
Anyways, I told her, I said, if we go on this trip, I was like, we'll get everyone around the campfire.
Nice thing about having a young honey, you get to tell them things. Mm-hmm. I don't have that luxury. Mm-hmm. My old lady tell me.
That's what I heard.
This what we do. Oh, who you hear that from?
Facebook.
That bitch don't run shit but her mouth.
I told her.
I was the breadwinner.
I was like, I'm gonna tell the kids the Melonhead story around the campfire. I was like, I'll have Jason or John or someone like in the woods and come out like with some bullshit on there. Because you know I could sell that shit around a campfire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it'd be so much. But the kids would be like, I would have their attention wrapped. They'd just be like,
look into July, man. If you guys come up for a couple days, that'd be sweet. We got a seven-person cottage.
I got 11 vacation days, and you know I'm going to be using every last goddamn minute.
I got it again.
I might.
Oops, I got it again.
They're like, Joel,
2 weeks off again.
They're like, this date's the same one from your last form. I'm like, they fucked it up. Health department, what can you do? But yeah, so I don't know. I love urban legends. Now, I'm going to continue. I think it's total bullshit.
It definitely is.
It is fascinating to me that there are eyewitness accounts, and they are plentiful, of people saying they've had firsthand encounters of these Melonheads.
Yeah, but there's people in Detroit that have seen leprechauns.
That wasn't in Detroit, but I take your meaning.
Was it in Detroit?
Everyone saw a leprechaun say, yeah.
Yeah, that was in Detroit. Or was that, Atlanta?
I want to say maybe the Chicago or Atlanta area. Yeah, maybe.
Well, predominantly black areas, whatever.
Well, what are you trying to say there?
That black people have good drugs, and they see leprechauns. Give me them drugs. I want to see leprechauns. I love the movies. Come on now.
I wonder if black people have a Melonhead urban legend. Are there black Melonheads? That seems like a distinctly white thing.
I think they get it in the ass.
Who does?
black people.
They get the swollen ass.
Yeah.
Now you're being racist.
It's not racist. It is kind of racist.
It's a little racist.
I try to keep the racism under control. I'm not racist at all. I love everybody.
You love everybody?
I do love everybody, pretty much.
As far as the Melonheads go, I still need to read more in depth about the Ohio branch.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't get. Like, so they travel all the way from Holland, Michigan, which is what? It's up here, right?
Roughly.
They travel all the way down with their giant noggins.
No one noticed.
They're cannibals. It must have been the cave system of that giant zoo.
Those caves.
They ran all the way from Ohio.
This is the Underground Railroad.
Michigan to Ohio.
That's where they started crossbreeding with black people to create the black Melonheads. But they were the Melonasses, as you pointed out.
Bulbous butt. What are you doing?
Just having some inbreeding with these Melonheads.
Got the one
Michigan.
black one twerking, and then the white guy's like shaking his head. It's like, it's working, right?
I love some of the artist renderings of the Melonheads. Did you look up it now?
I've seen one, and I'm like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah, there really isn't a lot of what you read is, as you read more and more of it, it's recycled, the same recycled stuff from each site. But I'm interested to read, and from what I understand of the legends, no one's trying to suggest that like the Michigan Melonheads migrated to Ohio. They have almost their own origin story, and it involves basically a mad scientist.
The exact same fucking story.
Not exactly.
It was that guy's brother who also had a mansion.
It's very similar. Very similar. There are some variations, but then there's of course the Connecticut Melonheads, and something about a Dracula Drive.
They were just rich wobbleheads,
and they if you wander into their territory, they'll like emerge with bats, fuck you up.
Okay.
It's like I mean, it's
Someone
kind
should
of
make a movie on this.
It's kind of like a Hills
doesn't suck.
A Hills Have Eyes sort of take.
But that was good.
Which one? The original or the remake?
The original's not. I mean, it's not great. The remake, their first remake, was really good.
Agreed.
Solid.
The original I enjoyed.
Like,
yeah, I haven't watched it in years. The subsequent sequels, not so good.
I only know one sequel.
They weren't necessary.
The only sequel I know of is the one with what's the black dude from God, dude, I can't keep his. I don't know what his name is, but he was like they're like at an army. It's like an army installation. Yeah. It was all for gore.
Yeah,
bullshit. There's no actual storyline there, but I mean, I don't know. Still a good flick.
Yeah, no, I enjoy the Hills Have Eyes. I enjoy that whole concept.
See retarded radioactive people raping regular people.
You into that?
I'm gonna watch it.
You into that?
I'm gonna watch that.
Like, hey,
adamantly as I drink and fall asleep.
One of you mutants want to rub my balls?
Dude, that first week, he's literally breastfeeding off that fresh mom's tit, dude. He's got the milk mustache, as if that would happen. A thick white milk mustache on his cleft lip.
Michael Berryman.
Oh, my God. Is that his name?
The actor's name.
I have no. How the fuck do you even know that?
I don't know. Things just stick in my head.
Got problems.
I got a melon head. Lots of memory in there.
I thought it was Dan. And I worked with that job we both worked at. Shout out. Hills Have Eyes looking motherfucker.
So, as we wrap this episode up.
Oh, so much fun, though.
It is fun.
It's a quick hour.
Great for my mental health. It really does fly by. What final verdict on the Melonheads? Bullshit.
Oh, absolute.
100% bullshit.
Bullshit.
No truth to it whatsoever.
I think the only truth to that story is the fact that there was a bunch of poor yokels jealous of the Catholic elites doing their thing.
But no feral children with bulbous heads.
The only feral children that are being
cannibals.
produced were the ones that are being produced within that place via the priests and the young kids.
Well, I don't know that they were feral. They were certainly fucked up.
No, they were feral. They were left out of the woods.
After being fondled and fucked by
priests. They were birthed and then thrown to the wolves.
Damn.
And then they grew up to become the Melonheads. I don't know. Sounds like a bunch of malarkey to me, and I don't use malarkey very often.
I'd wear a Melonhead shirt, I'll tell you that.
My wife can make that.
Hey, what do you think would happen if the Fat Men's Clubs and the Melonheads got together?
It'd smell really fucking bad, I guarantee.
Who would eat who first? Because the Melonheads are cannibals.
The Melonheads are going to not stand a chance against the fat fox.
No?
Nah.
But the fat boys aren't fast. I bet you those melonheads, they're feral. They're quick, man. They've been living off the land.
They're top heavy.
Yeah.
They're done, dude. They don't
that was another thing about the melonheads. That
Batmans have bats and balls. And other skinnier people to help them.
Do they massage those balls?
I would imagine.
That was the
balls,
thing,
don't you?
The thing about the melonheads, like another point of like, okay, this is bullshit. Other than the fact of how are they surviving these Michigan winters in the wilderness? Mm-hmm. Like unless they have a heat source in these caves.
It's like E.T. They all put their giant bulbous heads together.
They light them
start
up.
Illuminating.
People, so many of these eyewitness accounts talk about how fast they are. And I was like, no bulbous-headed motherfucker is going to be running fast.
Sprint.
That shit ain't built for running. That ain't streamlined.
Spotted melonhead. That's from all the fucking bruises on his head.
Melonhead.
Running through a forest at night, can't see. Or a very low-ceiling cavern from the goddamn petting zoo that he was infiltrating.
So what you guys think of those Michigan melonheads?
Fucking Christ.
Fact or crap? You let us know. And who would win in a fight? The Fat Men's Clubs or the Melonhead Army? You let us know next week.
If you say anything other than Fat Man's Club, go eat a bullet.
We gonna be again with that.
See, really seems to hit him.
You're getting cut off, man.
I've been demonetized from this unmonetized podcast that we're not getting paid for. Bourbon bad news. We live underneath I-75 now, and that's only temporary.
Son, got some disappointing news. You're going to be a melonhead now.
And we've also sold your kidney in the left ear.
So, BMO, what do you think? Is your opinion still that the Michigan melonhead's total bullshit?
I'm not actually convinced it's not bullshit. I mean, I definitely think everything is rooted in truth. And who the fuck makes up stories about melonheads? Just that whole thing of, like, the giant brainy motherfuckers lurking through the forest. Like, they're ones smart enough to do it, right? Like if they escape that bullshit,
I don't think just because your brain. In fact, I think if your brain's engorged unnaturally, it's not working. It is not a sign of high intellect.
Who are you to say that?
I'll ask a medical professional if what is it? Encephalitis? Is that what it's called?
Is that what it's called?
If that is a marker of high intelligence, I don't think it is. Anytime your brain is fucked up in some way, it doesn't like make you a super genius. Like,
I'm not even gonna make the joke.
No, go on.
I can't. Family could be. I mean, I have a brother that's not doing well, and he's got brain cancer.
Okay, yeah, don't make the
exactly.
Wrong. What is the matter with you?
Well, you're a fucking. I tried to get away from it, and you fucking brought me back in.
I didn't have the thought. You had the thought.
I'm not good. I'm a melonhead.
And then you gave voice to it. You're like, oh, I just had this horrific, degenerate thought. But you know what? Maybe I'll tell a joke. Should I? Nah. Maybe. If you goad me into it.
Half-heartedly.
Jesus, dude.
Hey, I love my big brother. I wish him all the best. You know, it is what it is. Not to put a damper on all this. They come out of nowhere. Fuck you and your richest motherfucking grin, bitch.
You gotta stop drinking when we do these.
I refuse.
You know, so
thankfully no one of any importance in my family listens to this will be all right. Other than my mom.
Yeah, so your mom listens?
Yeah, but she knows all about that. That's no big secret.
Yeah, she knows what we are.
I didn't want to worry that like someone that didn't know
how you are.
They didn't know how I am, bro. I've been that way since birth.
You didn't want to break the news.
I don't air my shit. It is what it is. It needs to be said.
All right.
Because eventually I was going to be upset on here about it anyway.
Well, when you sober up, I'll edit it out for you.
Never. Smoke up till I blow up.
I'm still hoping. I don't know if it's going to work because of finances, but I'm still hoping to go out to the Saugatuck area and do a little melonhead hunting.
I'm down for that as long as there's like, what do they call that? It's not commissary. That would be if Jason was in jail for a DUI. And he had to buy snacks.
What are you talking about?
What's that shit? When a business pays you money to go out and
a job?
No, it starts with a C, I think.
A commission?
No, that's fucking a jail shit.
Are you trying to say compensation?
No,
okay,
it's an actual word.
All right, I don't. I don't know what you're getting at.
I don't know what I'm getting at
I'm
either.
talking about going on vacation later this summer.
What I was
and maybe
getting at
taking a trip down to Saugatuck.
I need you to pay for it for me to go to Saugatuck.
Asking
That's
some
what
locals,
I was getting at.
hey, you know any Melonhead stories?
Like, yeah, that fat motherfucker behind you who's looking rather slim, though.
One of my coworkers has a cousin that lives out there. Because I was telling him about the Melonhead. He's like, I never heard of this. He goes, where'd you say? He goes, I got a cousin out there. So I had him message his cousin, and his cousin was like, oh, yeah. He's like, those stories scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. So there's that. All right, well,
I'm looking it up today,
I think we're gonna explore the Melonheads further because it is an urban legend that has a strange fascination over me. But
anything about the kids, like kids that were abandoned and fucked around with,
that appeals to you.
It appeals to me.
Okay.
I was one of those.
We're going to explore that further.
I got abandoned.
In a future episode. But we are out of time for today. So, remember, be you vagrant or be you vandal, all rascals and rogues, welcome here.